5. On the final lap, here they are, coming to the checkered flag. Regan Smith leading the field. A bump from behind by Keselowski, and a huge accident. Kyle Larson into the catch fence. His race car would eventually come to a rest, but it was basically chopped off from the firewall forward. And here you see Kyle Larson climbing from the car. The scary moment comes when debris from his car scattered into the grandstand. We do know some fans were injured and being treated by safety officials. We don't know anyone's condition. Bob Dillner is on the scene continuing to evaluate. And now you see the engine from Kyle Larson's car embedded in the catch fence. That gives you an idea of the impact. These cars traveling in the neighborhood of 190 miles an hour, running in that big pack, and certainly nothing the drivers could do, nothing the fans could do. And there you see the result of Kyle Larson's race car. He did climb from the machine. He went to the infield care center. And based on all the information we have, everyone involved, from a driver's perspective, treated and released from the infield care center. Here is the list of drivers in that final lap crash. Brian Scott, we told you about Regan Smith, who was leading the field. Elliott Sadler, who was a big part of the championship equation last year. Sam Hornish Jr. Eric McClure, who not long ago was involved in a huge hit at the Talladega Superspeedway. Brad Keselowski, the defending Sprint Cup Series champion, also involved, and he tweeted this about the final lap crash. Thinking about our fans in the stands at Daytona. And Brad, not the only one tweeting tonight. If you go to email, and I'll go there now, and look at just some of the thoughts that the drivers have sent out to the fans. Austin Dillon, praying for those in the stands. Never want to see that. Kyle Busch, who was involved in today's crash. Unbelievable wreck, saying prayers for everyone involved. Actually, Kyle lost an engine earlier in the race. He was not involved in today's crash, but here's what he tweeted. Unbelievable wreck, saying prayers for everyone involved, especially the fans who love and support our sport that were closest to the crash. We told you what Brad Keselowski said. Parker Kligerman, who was great all day, competing for Rookie of the Year this season, says, first and foremost, my heart and prayers are with all the fans up in the grandstands and to their families and all of their loved ones. When you go to a track like Daytona, you realize anything can happen. As we told you, drivers traveling speeds upwards of 190 miles per hour. Unfortunately, sometimes the results not what we would like. And the good news is many of these drivers walking away are fine. But our thoughts and prayers tonight and our concern go to those in the grandstands that were injured. We do know that some of those have been taken to local medical centers. We have not been told of their condition. And we anticipate that we could get a news conference tonight at the track, but we have not confirmed that report, so we will wait and listen to both NASCAR and officials at the Daytona International Speedway to see if we will get more information via news conference later tonight. We will be here with our coverage until 7 p.m. this evening. Again, if you're just joining us, breaking news with a crash on the final lap at Daytona International Speedway. It was the season opener for the NASCAR Nationwide Series. We've got Bob Dillner on the scene. He continues to gather information. And we also visited with Kyle Petty. He and Krista Voda will be back with us in a moment to give us more information. In fact, let's send it back to the track now and get a word with Krista Voda. Krista, what can you tell us on the latest there at Daytona?
Thanks, Adam. I am standing outside the media center where all of the reporters, journalists are converging right now. They're waiting for someone from either NASCAR or the racetrack from Daytona International Speedway to make a statement. Now, it was rumored for a while that Mike Helton, the president of NASCAR, would address the media at 6 o'clock. However, that has since been changed. I believe we have the latest announcement from Director of Communications for NASCAR, Kerry Tharp.
Just want to give an update. I think there's some information floating around that is unfounded at this time, but we don't have a timetable on anyone from either NASCAR or the track coming in here, so I'm not sure where that information came from. We are currently continuing to assess the situation, taking care of those that were involved, and as soon as we can, we do believe we will have some folks, someone from NASCAR and from the racetrack in here, but at this point in time, there is no timetable on when that may happen. Okay? Thank you.
And just to give you an update a little bit about how the protocol works with NASCAR, when there's an incident like this, NASCAR usually does address the media at an appropriate time after the incident. Now, normally, if it's not something serious, that could take anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. The incident happened on the last lap of the nationwide race, somewhere in the 4 o'clock hour, so 6 o'clock would have been about a normal timetable, but again, this is a very serious incident. We know there are individuals who've been transported to the Halifax Medical Center. We don't have numbers on how serious the injuries are. I actually spoke with Director of Public Relations at the Halifax Medical Center.